Welcome everyone to another Stardew Valley video. I had so much fun ranking all of the festivals in 1.6, so it seemed only natural to do a ranking of all the farm layouts as well. Now this video is of course my subjective opinion, but the purpose is to help out newer or indecisive experienced farmers when creating a farm. Which map is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. In the last place we have the beach farm. Now if you've been around my channel, this one will probably be a bit of a surprise. I actually love using this layout when playing, but this ranking is mostly due to the fact that you cannot place any sprinklers on the sand. This unique restriction forces farmers to be extra creative when building up your funds. Now there is a small area that allows sprinklers, but new players could easily find themselves buying too many seeds and getting stuck watering crops for a whole season. The beach is still beautiful though, so if you're really into decorating, this farm has tons of potential. You also get a small resource boost from crates that occasionally wash up on shore. You can get some bombs, food, or even retaining soil. It's a nice boost, but even this is not enough to lift this one out of my bottom spot. Up next is the wilderness farm. This one has a fair amount of water flowing through it, leaving little space for farming. Good planning is needed for this winding layout to become your new favorite. At night, monsters will spawn around the farm. This might seem challenging, but these monsters are actually quite easy to handle as long as you have a basic weapon. It's an easy way to gather monster loot and level up your combat. If you're looking for a unique challenge, it is important to note that any farm can have monsters spawning on it. However, you will see more monsters on the wilderness farm than any other. Now, monsters can't spawn on any layout, but from combat level 9, there is a chance that an iridium golem will spawn on your farm. They have a high chance of dropping iridium ore and seeds. But for me, the wilderness farm stays locked at second to last. In number 6, we have the hilltop farm. This was actually the first layout I ever picked, so it has to have a special place in my heart. This layout has a smaller farmable area than most of the others, but makes up for it with a unique elevated design, a river running through it, and its very own little quarry. I've made some unique and interesting looking farms on this layout, so it stands out to me as someone who loves decorating their farm. This mini quarry is actually very effective at giving you a solid amount of stone and ore. It will replenish between 7 and 13 items every 4 days, making a decent source of raw materials for the early game. Once your farm outgrows the quarry, you could use it for processing machines or literally anything else. At 5th place, we have the Meadowlands Farm. It's by far the most strange and intricate layout on this list, making it more suitable for experienced farmers. With little space for crops and shockingly a bunch of rivers flowing through. The Meadowlands Farm looks extremely random when you first spawn in it. This layout requires a fair amount of planning to build a workable and good looking farm, because you will struggle without a healthy dose of creativity. Its best feature is that you can catch river fish on your farm, which ranks this one higher than the beach and wilderness farms. In 1.6, the Meadowlands Farm comes with a free fish smoker. This is a real overpowered early game boost, since smoking your catches doubles their base value. This starting gift makes farm fishing more valuable than ever, and your wallet certainly won't complain. Four Corners comes in at number 4. I won't lie, I really like this farm layout. First of all, it is absolutely huge. You can plant close to 3,000 crops if you wanted to, which is actually quite impressive. This layout divides your farm up into 4 quadrants, probably making it the best map for co-op, where each player can have their own area to farm and build on. If you're playing solo, you can logically separate things around your farm. In the bottom left corner, you can house all your farm animals, with your crop field in the corner above it. I like this symmetrical structure of the Four Corners farm better than any other layout. It is also the second largest farm, so that automatically makes it one of the better ones for new farmers. Coming in third, we have the new Meadowlands Farm. A lot of people are still on the fence if this farm type is actually a viable choice, and I'm pleased to announce that it actually is. With the Meadowlands Farm, the farming skill is the main focus once again, but this time it's better used for ranching than agriculture. You famously start with a coop already built on on your farm. And incredibly, this coop comes with 2 starter chickens. This is a massive boost for the early game, as the combined cost of the chickens, coop, and the materials needed to build it add up to a whopping 10,000 gold. But wait, that is not all. On this farm, there grows a unique kind of grass. That's right, we got bluegrass. Not only is it aesthetically pleasing, but our animals seem to really love this new flavor of chewy grass. Eating this grass will make your animals gain twice as much friendship as from eating normal grass. If successfully cut with this scythe, bluegrass will produce 2 pieces of hay instead of the usual 1. In second place is the forest farm. This spacious layout is actually smaller than you think when it comes to farming. There are 4 pools and a grassy area where no crops can grow, but the forest farm really makes up for this. It has 8 respawning hardwood stumps, so you want to rush an axe upgrade if you're starting here. Usually hardwood disappears when chopped, so the forest farm basically has an infinite supply. This feature works really well for getting fences and other wooden decorations for your farm. I often forget to collect hardwood in the secret woods, so this is much easier to remember to do. Suddenly realizing you need 200 hardwood when you have 10 is a special kind of pain. I'm sure this comes as no surprise, but the standard farm takes first place, and it deserves that top spot. The standard farm layout is undeniably the largest in the game, being twice the size of the other farms and with almost nothing that obstructs your crops or buildings. It really is the ultimate farm layout for new players because you can't really do anything wrong. It's also the best layout for people who want to become stinking rich because you can grow a grand total of 3,400 crops on this farm if you really wanted to. You could also build an insane amount of barns and get as many pigs as your heart desires. Yes, the standard farm layout is certainly great, being a large open space for any type of farm, which almost makes up for its greatest weakness, being incredibly plain and uninteresting. Pick the standard farm for the space to do whatever you want, and pick any of the others for their interesting designs and unique challenges they bring. If we could pick the Ginger Island farm as our starting farm, where do you think it would be on this list? It can grow anything at any time of the year, but it is kinda small and cannot take buildings such as barns and coops on it, making it much more limited compared to the other farm layouts. Thank you so much for watching this video. It was kinda tough to make, and ranking the layouts is a very tough decision. I do think they're all good, but since I've gotten quite a few comments asking for this video, I thought it was finally time to do it. If you like this video, consider leaving a like, and hey, why not subscribe while you're at it? For now, I will see you in the next video.